Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And today's video, I'm doing a what I haven't been watching. Yes, you heard me right. Usually I'm doing a series doing every week, covering what I've been watching over the week. This time I'm covering shows that I couldn't quite get through this last week. So find out what that is here on Jason the Old Millennial. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well here on a Friday, late afternoon, early evening period. Hope everybody's doing well. Yes, I'm doing my usual, at the end of the week, I usually do what I've been watching, which I was planning on doing this week. And I usually don't really necessarily have a plan of what I'm going to be watching. I just go on my different streaming services like Disney Plus, Netflix, HBO Max, Amazon Prime, and kind of see what's there that I can watch, and usually try to watch 4 or 5 movies during the week so I can talk about something when I do my what I've been watching segment. And I don't know about anybody else if they feel this way now that we're in December and the year is almost over, and I definitely have this feeling of trying to cram in as many movies and TV shows as I can before the year's over. Because, at the end of the year, I want to do some kind of top 10 list of movies, TV shows, and so forth. So I'm really struggling to try to get through as much stuff as I can. And so I'm constantly just trying to watch stuff. Anyway, so I'm a little bit, overwhelmed, I guess, by all the stuff I'm trying to get through. And it's been, not the funnest week or so of trying to watch stuff and trying to catch up with everything. I mean, I'm trying to catch up with stuff that came out this last year, but also new stuff is coming out. So I'm keeping my eye on the new movies that are going to be coming out. And so I don't know if I can be able to do a top 10 at the end of the year. It might be like the beginning of next year. I'm going to have to hopefully catch up with everything, and hopefully I can do some kind of list or whatnot. Definitely some more movies I need to watch. And there's definitely, it's like I have to just tell myself I'm probably not going to get through everything. So my list is never going to be very complete, because there's just too many movies and TV shows to watch. It's just impossible to catch up with all of them. And I mostly pretty much all I watch is streaming. So if it's not on streaming yet, then I'll probably miss it. So that's kind of an issue. Like, I'm probably not going to get to Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, even though that's a movie I was kind of anticipating over the year. But I'm waiting until it gets on Disney Plus. Don't know when that's going to happen, so it might be a while before I get to that movie. Avatar 2, The Way of Water, I'm really not, I don't want to watch that movie, but I'm sure it'll be on Disney Plus, and I'll catch it some later date. Who knows? I do want to get to the Banshees of Inisherin or whatever. That movie looks very interesting. It's getting a lot of Oscar buzz. And The Fabelmans is getting a lot of Oscar buzz, so I like to get to those movies. I think I can get to those before the end of the year. Those are 2 I'm most anticipating. I know Pinocchio is coming out on Netflix, I think pretty soon here. Maybe today. I think I came out today, so I have to check that out. And there's definitely some more movies. Christmas is a big time when movies come out, so I know there's going to be a bunch of movies. It's still yet to come. We'll see. Anyway, so I tried to watch some stuff this last week, and I just found I couldn't get through it. I'd get about 10 minutes to 20 minutes maybe, and I just I can't take this movie anymore. This movie's terrible or whatever. It's not doing it for me. And because I'm trying to watch some of the stuff, I'm now finding myself going, if it's a bad movie, I just can't get through it anymore. Because earlier in the year, I was going through bad movies, but I just thought, well, I'll get through it so I can talk about it on the channel, do a review. I watch stuff so I can have content for the channel. So even if it's a bad movie, and I've watched plenty of really bad movies this year, which I try to avoid bad movies, but I've been watching more of them because I'm trying to just watch as much stuff as I can so I can talk about it on the channel. There's 4 movies that I tried watching, basically 4 movies I was trying to watch the last couple days, in fact, and I just could not get through them. And so much that I thought I would do a video just on movies that I couldn't make it through. That's why I'm calling this what I haven't been watching. Anyway, so some of it's just the movie I thought was just looked horrible. So I was like, I just don't want to sit through it. Or I just really didn't like what was going on in the movie, and I just like, I can't take this. Anyways, so first movie I'm going to talk about is a movie called Marry Me, which is Owen Wilson and Jennifer Lopez, like romantic comedy. It was on Amazon Prime. I think it was a movie that came out early this year. I don't even remember much about this being advertised or anything, but it came out this year, at least what it says. So I was like, well, I'll give it a shot. And I got through about 10 minutes of it, and I was like, I'm just not feeling this movie. Jennifer Lopez, I just not a big fan of her. I don't think she's that good of an actress or a singer. I just never been really big on Jennifer Lopez. And so I was watching and just going, I just think Jennifer Lopez is kind of terrible in this movie. And her singing's not that good, I didn't think either. I was just kind of like, and I don't know, I'm just not into Jennifer Lopez as total. I mean, she's kind of seen as like this, oh, she's like one of the best looking women kind of thing. It's like, yeah, maybe she was like 20 years ago, but it's like now it's like, I don't think she's really that attractive anymore. And she doesn't have anything else to offer. So I'm just like, I just can't take this movie. So I got through about 10 minutes and I was like, nah, I'll go watch something else. And I was like, I have enough other movies I need to watch. I don't need to finish this one. So it's like, I'm not going to finish it. I don't know. Anybody else watch Marry Me? Is it better? Should I go through it? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so yeah, didn't watch that. Second movie I tried watching, it's called Where the Crawdads Sing, I believe the name of the movie is. And I kind of remember this coming out early in the year or something like that. And it was based off like a book or something. And I remember seeing like trailers and like hearing about it, and it just seemed like I just kind of knew, like just looking at it, like, oh, it looks like this like dark indie movie that is going to be boring and not interesting, and I'm just not going to care for it. But I remember a lot of people doing movie reviews for this, and it seemed like it got decent reviews from other YouTubers that I watch, so it was on my radar. Like, I wasn't going to go out of my way to watch it, but it was on Netflix. It came on Netflix, I think, this last week. So I saw it, so I was like, okay, I'll try to watch this, again, just to cover as many movies as I can over the year. And it's like, who knows, maybe it's better than, I don't know. I really don't know much about what the movie was about. But I got through, again, about 10 minutes of the movie. And the movie is like this girl who's somewhat mysterious, I think. She lives like by herself, I think, on this like marshland, and someone gets murdered and everybody thinks she did it. So then the police are after her and they arrest her, and then a lawyer comes and is going to help her out or something. Anyways, and this is as far as I got in the movie. I'm giving you just the plot of what I know, what happens in the movie. Anyways, and this is about 10 minutes into the movie. She kind of tells her backstory as like a little girl living with her. She had a mother and dad and some sisters, I think. Anyway, so they go through this, she goes through this backstory, and this is like 10 minutes in the movie. She goes through her backstory, and in the backstory, her dad slaps her. She's a little girl. Her dad is angry for some reason. He comes out and he slaps her really hard, knocks her into the water, and then grabs another girl's hair and like pulls her hair. And then the mother comes out and is like, oh, I'm spoiling just this part of it, but she comes out and she's like, oh, stop doing that. And he just punches her right in the face, knocks her out. And I was like, I'm done with this movie. I can't watch anymore. I hate seeing women and children being abused. Absolutely hate it. I have no tolerance for that. And whether it's telling the story or not, I don't want to see it on screen. You can imply that it happened maybe or something like that. I can kind of take that. But to actually watch a man punch a woman in the face, it's not for me. And I just had to quit. I was 10 minutes in, and I was like, and maybe that's the only abusive part of the whole movie. And the movie might be about something totally different. But just watching that, I was like, I can't, it upset me. I guess I would say I was so upset by watching that scene that I was just like, okay, I can't watch a movie that's going to show that kind of stuff. Anyways, and so that's just a personal thing for me. Maybe other people can get through that. I just couldn't get past that scene. And it was just like, I don't need this in my life. I'll go watch something else. Anyway, so yeah, I quit the movie after about 10 minutes of when the crawdad scene. So you can probably tell me maybe it's better, maybe it gets better after that, and maybe it's not that bad. But I just don't have any tolerance for it anyway. So yeah, quit about 10 minutes into Where the Crawdad Sings, I believe the name of the movie is. Next movie, I tried watching this movie. It's more of a TV movie, I think. It's not really, it's not a theatrical movie. It's called Reno 911. Uh, I forget the name of A Wonderful Heist, I believe. Yeah. Reno 911, A Wonderful Heist. So and it has like a Christmas look to it. So I thought, oh, Reno 911 was this TV show on Comedy Central back in the day with Thomas Lennon playing Officer Dangle. And it was this kind of goofy comedy with these police officers in Reno, Nevada, and kind of following them, their stories as they're, uh, doing whatever police do. And they're obviously very incompetent police officers. And I watched several episodes of the show back in, I want to say, I don't know, those 90s, early 2000s, when that show was kind of a big thing on Comedy Central. And they're pretty funny. I thought they're pretty good. There's some pretty good episodes there. What's funny about the show is there's a lot of improvisation, and that's what kind of makes it really funny. And I love shows that do a lot of improv and stuff. So I always enjoyed that about the show. And Thomas Lynn is absolutely hilarious. Officer Dangle, he wears like these really short shorts for some reason. Everybody else wears pants, but he's kind of the leader of the group, this 911, this precinct, I guess. And it's just goofy funny. And they did a movie they did a Reno 911 in Las Vegas or something like that. And it's a fairly funny movie. It's very gross out humor, though. I would say it's a very raunchy comedy, gross. They try to really gross you out. So I don't appreciate the grossness of the movie, though there are some very funny bits in it. Anyway, so when I saw this was on streaming, I can't remember what streaming it was on, but I saw this and I was like, oh, they're doing something about Christmas and it's a 911 group, and so it might be funny. I just thought I just need to watch something funny and lighthearted after some of the other movies I've been watching. So I started watching it, and again, I got about 10 minutes of the movie, and it is so stupid. Even the first 10 minutes, I was like, this is so stupid. And the humor was so kind of, I already tell, it was very immature. I would always call it very immature humor and very gross and not funny and just cringy. And it was about 10 minutes in, and I was like, oh, this movie's terrible. This is going to be a horrible experience, and I'm not going to laugh at all, I don't think, throughout this movie. If they're already, from what I've seen in the first 10 minutes, I'm like, I don't like this humor. So I don't know what happened with 911, maybe, or Reno 911, if it's gotten just off the rails. But to me, this movie, which you might never heard of and you probably aren't aware of, but I'll just say I don't recommend watching it just from the 10 minutes I saw. I was like, I don't want to. Unless you love gross out raunchy humor, then you might like it. So I shouldn't put that out there. But anyways, that's what I felt about that. The last movie I'm going to talk about on what I haven't been watching is a new movie that is getting a lot of Oscar buzz, and it's called She Said, which I know a lot of other YouTubers I watch have talked about the movie. It was a very low, I feel like low budget kind of movie and the talk about it is that it's probably the biggest box office bomb of the year. Definitely up there, I think. It made barely any money in the box office. Nobody wanted to go see this. It's not the kind of movie that really gets moviegoers to go to the movie. It's a movie about New York Times reporters, whatever, uncovering the Harvey Weinstein sex scandal that happened, 3-4 years ago, whatever, that started the whole Me Too movement and kind of rushed over all of Hollywood. Where every guy was getting canceled because they did something, sexually to a woman. And it started with Harvey Weinstein, of course, I remember when that broke out, and it was like, oh, this guy's a horrible monster that should be in jail for the rest of his life, and totally agree with that. I thought that was a good thing that we kind of uncovered that anyway. So I knew that about the movie, of course. But my problem just even going into the movie was just like, when I remember seeing the trailer for this movie, I remember just being like, oh, the Harvey Weinstein thing, like that happened a while ago. Like it felt like that was old news already to me. Like, and the Me Too movement is kind of run its course, I feel like it really hit Hollywood really big in politics and everything. And then it got to a point where it's like, okay, once we got to like the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp trial, and it was like, okay, women are just falsely accusing men of doing bad stuff just to, get away with, to be terrible to the men. And so then it became like, okay, maybe some women aren't telling the truth, and maybe this whole idea of like every guy is like a horrible human being. It's like, okay, maybe not every guy is horrible. There's some okay guys out there. Not that Johnny Depp's a good guy. I don't know. I wouldn't say that far, but to say they're not all horrible monsters anyway. So the whole Me Too movement kind of really rushed in and like, oh, men are horrible. And so it was kind of like not all men are horrible. Some are definitely horrible. And you definitely should get those horrible people out of there for definitely. Anyway, so I was kind of already like, I'm not sure I want to watch a movie about the Me Too movement starting. And I think that's why it didn't do very well. I think nobody cares about that anymore. So nobody went and saw the movie. Anyways, but I know it's getting, I think, some Oscar buzz, maybe for like actresses and stuff. I think Carey Mulligan is one of the main actresses, and I forget what the other one is, but there's like two main actresses, I think, that play reporters in it. And, an uncovering story, like people kind of compare it to like Spotlight, but not good as Spotlight, because Spotlight's all about uncovering the Catholic sexual scandal. Anyways, and that was a pretty good movie. I enjoyed that movie. And there's something good, like All the President's Men, I think about that. Like, I actually enjoy those kind of movies where, like, yeah, reporters are, getting this information out there and investigations. And there's some interesting stuff that could be done there. So anyway, so I was like, this could be good. Who knows? So I started watching She Said yesterday, in fact. And I should say something I don't talk about on my channel that much, something you may not know about me, but I'm very passionate about politics. I watch a lot of political stuff and listen to political stuff, and I'm very involved in politics and always have been. And, I definitely have my biasness for what political beliefs I have. And I don't like watching movies if I feel like they're going to attack my political beliefs. It just makes me angry and I can't enjoy the movie. So it's like, I just don't want to watch those kind of movies. And it became apparent to me about 5 minutes into the She Said that it was definitely going to be attacking my political beliefs, and it's definitely anti my political beliefs. And so about 5 minutes in, I was like, oh no, this is going to be, a terrible movie that's going to be making me angry and offend me and all this. And I kind of considered not watching anymore, but I was like, well, I'll try to power through this first 5 minutes. Maybe it'll get off that. And because I'm interested if it's talking about Harvey Weinstein and all that, sure, I'm fine with, taking that guy down. Let's do that. But I started talking about other people and obviously was leaning a certain way politically. And so I was watching it, and about 20 minutes into it, I was like, okay, I can't watch anymore. This is definitely going against my political beliefs, or they're attacking my political beliefs. And I can't take those kind of movies. Other people, if you're not into politics, maybe you can watch the stuff and don't get bothered by it. That's just a personal thing for me. I get bothered by movies or TV that are obviously trying to attack me and what I believe anyway. So I get offended pretty easily. So it's one of those things where I was like, this is obviously just going to be very offensive towards me. And, to me or anybody that believes the way I do. And so I was like, I just can't go through this movie. It's just going to make me angry and it's just not worth it. Anyway, so that's what I felt about what She Said. So I was like, I just won't watch it. It'll just be one I just won't watch. Anyway, so yeah, 20 minutes in, quit it. Don't care to know any more about this movie or watch anymore. I just know it's probably going to be, yeah. I don't want to say exactly what I don't like about it, but just know that it just was something I didn't care for. Anyway, so, and that might just be me. I haven't heard anybody else say that, so that's just a thing for me. If you don't care about politics as much, maybe it's not a bad movie. Again, commenting, tell me, if you thought there's anything political about it that, and you don't understand why I don't like it, but that's just the way I feel. Anyway, so yeah, so I quit watching that. And so those are 4 movies that I tried to watch, couldn't get through. Anyways, and so I usually do my what I've been watching, but I just couldn't get through the movies I tried to watch. So this is I don't know if I'll do this ever again, but I just thought I don't usually watch that many movies that I quit on that quickly. And it might be just because it's the end of the year and I just don't feel like going through terrible movies at the end of the year. I want to watch the movies I actually enjoy. So, hopefully next week I'll watch something more enjoyable and I can talk about it on the channel. So anyway, so feel free to comment what you think about this, how I feel about these movies, how you feel about them, what do you think? Definitely don't mind read them as long as you're respectful of my viewpoints, and I don't want to be, attacked or anything. Uh, and yeah, so yeah, but comment what you think. And I just appreciate anybody that, watches video and, takes it, with respect and all that. And, just thank you for watching this video and thank you for liking it. And just thank you to all the supporters or the subscribers for supporting the channel. I appreciate all of you and I hope you have a good day.